The reason we are in this mess, ladies and gentlemen, for me, more than any other thing, among several other factors, is the fact that we don't love data in this part of the world. And we don't love data for numerous reasons. Some for the purpose of just saying something that will make you write 1 or 2 points is ignorance. Some people are just plainly ignorant. When it comes to numbers, with some of us, I'm sure here, if I give you a statement of account to read, you start to scratch your head. If I start to talk about correlation, regression, you start to wonder, what's this guy saying? But you know how to count naira and kobo. And that's the only thing you are comfortable with. So for quite a number of people, they are scared of data. For other groups, you're going to find them manipulative character, willing to commit fraud and looking for avenues to do so. Data will expose such persons. Accountability and data are like Siamese twins. They work together. Without data, you can't be accountable, because what are you accountable for? There must be precision in terms of expectation and outcomes expected by a system on the basis of which you'll be evaluated. Data oftentimes make people, those that are fraudulent, quite uncomfortable. For a system like ours, where there is deliberate manipulation for the purpose of political advantage and ultimately to take over power, part of what you'll see is that we're conducting census in Nigeria, and up north, with due respect to those of you that are from the north here, you're not allowed to enter some homes. And then you find the owner or the head of the family tell you that in this house we have 15 people, 10 women and 5 children, and you can't validate. And at the point in time growing up, as a matter of fact, when I went to serve, one of the things we used to see when we did census, because I had the privilege of doing one as well, was that they'll bring their shoes underneath the door, and then they will ask you to count, and whatever number that is there is the number that is inside. Now, how do you plan without data? You can't plan. You cannot in any way plan. When this very room, and I'm sorry, I want to embarrass somebody, can somebody tell me the number of people in this room? You can see how fundamental and foundational our issues are. If we cannot precisely, because we are not, we're discrete entities sitting down, if we can't say precisely the number of people in this room, we have serious issues on our hand. So how do you govern? How do you decide without data? A lot of things are done in Nigeria whimsically, primarily because, again, some people are benefiting from the madness that is going on. And usually, if you find a system where they are silent in the midst of oppression, is that some people are benefiting from the madness that is going on. Because it's either you're benefiting and making the right noise in the right places, or you're complacent. So, how do we become more accountable? How do we use numbers? Like my young Aburu here will say, you must perpetually think in numbers. If you're not thinking in numbers, you're just guessing. It's a guesstimate. So, and you'll fire and be missing. Of course, the allocation of resources, which is typically scarce, becomes a problem. Election time is here. When our politicians come around, and they're going to all go around, and they'll tell us different stories regarding what they're going to do. Ask them how they want to do it. There'll be roads all across Nigeria. How? Exchange rate will become 1-to-1. How? Nigeria will go to the moon. How? That in the how will be numbers, and those numbers can be interrogated. And in that interrogation, we can truly validate whatever statement is being churned out by these politicians. It is my hope that the election, which is ultimately the determinant of our future, all of us in this room, every one of us, is one that will be governed by our own desire for that kind of leadership. Because the population of Nigeria is growing. If you don't have concerns, I have concerns. The population of Nigerians growing phenomenally, geometrically. Infrastructure is lagging behind. The only way Nigeria can truly become better, greater, and become the emblem of hope for all to rejoice and celebrate is if those of us in this room at this point in time take a decision that in our various lives we'll begin to live a data-driven lives.